Alright, welcome to today's video. My name is Eric Schmuter, and in today's video we'll be talking about skateboard deck sizes. So, right here with me I have my own skateboard, right? This is the deck, and these are the additional parts. This is the grip tape, right? So, my deck is an 8.50. So, if you're going to choose a skateboard, right, and you're starting as your first skateboard, then you want to look into what type of skateboarding you want to do as a person. So if you're really interested in doing only street skateboarding, which don't require any ramps, such as mini ramps, vert ramps, or any type of like ramps, then you should opt for a skateboard that's around 7.75 to 8.25. You could obviously choose any other deck size you want, but that's the preferable size for the deck that you want to use. And it's like the width of the deck. You know, it's not like how long is it from the nose to the tail. It's more on the sides. So that's for the street section of it, right? If you want to skateboard only vertical, only pools, ramps, and even mini ramps, you can just use a 8.50 and up. That depends on whether you want it more wider or a little bit narrower, right? So more wider equals more board control, but it's also slower and heavier, and it's great for wall rides, vert ramps, bowls, pools, mini ramps. So you want to get a wide deck so you have more control over your tricks, your transitions, and stuff like that. Now, if you want a skate deck that's for, let's say, all terrains, or at least the two main ones, which is vert, bowls, pools, and street, then you can pick an 8.50, 8.75. I would suggest an 8.50 because an 8.50 is the in between one, which is comfortable in between, not too big and not too like small of width. So I've skated before. The smallest I've skated is an 8.125, which is 8.1. Um, and recently I just fell out of it doing a simple 50-50 two-way box. And I'll admit that I don't like an 8.1. Now, if I were to do it on an 8.25, I would have a little bit more control, and it will be a little bit more comfortable for me. So it also depends on you as a person, because some people like to say, "Oh, the height and the weight and the shoe size depends on you as a person, whether you want to buy this deck or this set of wheels and blah blah blah." And that seems a little bit more specific. But going into it in more of a general term, then I would suggest just focusing on how you feel more comfortable with, and how you actually want, how you actually want to proceed and attack like the main thing that you want to do with skateboarding, whether it be street, vert, or even freestyle. Now, freestyle has a different type of concave, which I never actually got my hands on, so I can't really specify on freestyle, and I'm sorry for that. But there are other videos online that you can find of great use that you can actually get knowledge of, whether you want to get into freestyle skateboarding instead of street skateboarding or vertical skateboarding. Now, as you can see right here at the nose, right, you see this little concave. Some skateboards have very different concaves. Some of them have right, like by the side here, with the nose begins to transitions from the body to the nose. It begins to transitions. Some have a little bit more curve on that concave, which is perfect for flip tricks. So if you buy an 8.50 that has a lot of concave like that, curved concave, that will help you with flip tricks if you want to do, like I said, like transitions from vertical to street. That's ideal for that. Now, if you have a skateboard that's like kind of more flat and the concave is not that curved, then you actually are not going to get much more flips or flip tricks. You can still do them, but it's gonna be a little bit more different. For some people, it's gonna be harder to do it with like a really like narrow concave instead of having a more curved concave. You know what I mean? And when you're gonna see most of the concave is mostly on 8.50s and up, or you can even start by 8.75 and up, or 9 point and up. There have been skateboards that are like 10 point something, maybe 10.25 around there. They make it look like an old type of like old school skateboard, redesign I think it was, or they make they remodel the brand of the skateboard, like a Tony Hawk brand. They remodel it, and it's got a unique concave. It starts like going from narrow to wider from the bottom, and the tail's like more wider, and the body's like like a guitar. They have different concave styles like that, which I think it's really cool, because if you like that style of like how the deck looks, it's ideal for that. But yeah, that's generally the basic of the deck sizes if you want to buy one. Another thing that I would recommend is when you buy these decks, you see the various grip tapes that you have. I would recommend Mob Grip, just the normal Mob Grip one. I wouldn't recommend the clear grip tape of Mob Grip, right? Because I bought it, and the texture of it is more thicker, but it's not more. It doesn't actually have more grip. That's the word. It doesn't have more grip on the grip tape. It's just more thicker, and the texture you can feel like grit, like more thick, but it's not grippy. So once you start doing that clear grip tape tricks and tricks and tricks, it's just gonna use that area. You're gonna overuse that area, and it's gonna like remove all the grip out of it, and it's gonna be like a sandpaper without like that sand texture, which is the grip. It's gonna have this smooth surface, like you just polished it or something like that. And you don't want that, because at the end of the day, when you're gonna do a trick or redo a trick with that grip tape, you're gonna have to change it or get a new completely deck. And you don't want that. So I would recommend just buying the normal Mob Grip tape. I've also seen some other grip tapes that are like more cheap, like the glue area with the plastic and the grip gets like formed, they start ripping out, and it feels like it's a plastic bag, and it's really bad. So I would just recommend Mob Grip, like the one I have right there. You can customize it and do your own designs. People will sometimes even paint over it with oil-based paint and markers, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's it for the video. If you have any other comments or questions, leave them all in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.